Hi, Acadiana. I'm meteorologist Dave Baker. Happy Wednesday to you. We've made it to the midweek of a short week after a long holiday weekend. A little bit cooler out here this morning, a little bit drier and a lot less cloud cover. And it looks like we're going to see a good amount of sunshine over the next couple of days. Still a couple of stray showers over Cenla. Those are going to be pushing off toward the southeast later on. But first, I want to let you know that storm season never really ends, and it's time to save the stuff that matters. Ritter Consulting Engineers uses Matterport 3D imaging to scan your home or business, which can be used for insurance purposes before and after a storm. They're also revolutionizing real estate so buyers can tour homes right from their computer. Call Ritter Consulting Engineers at 984-8498 or visit their website. Well, we've got a pretty sky out here this morning as the mornings are now starting to get a little bit darker now as we're heading toward the fall equinox, but still not bad out here. Humidity, not too bad either. It feels pretty good. Temperatures have dropped down into the low to mid 70s. As far as your morning commute, I don't think you'll have any issues there, but again, there have been some scattered showers over Cenla, so if you're way in the inland areas, you may be affected by a few widely scattered showers. Temperatures, though, for the kids heading off to the bus stop should be in the upper 60s and lower 70s and should be hovering right around 90 with a mix of sun and clouds later this afternoon. There's a look at our current temperatures. Most of the region dropping down into the lower 70s. We've got a handful of 60s here and there. And again, we've seen some rain there up over Rapides Parish, and that's pushing into Avoyelles. Some of that may clip the northern sections of St. Landry Parish if that can hold on. That's part of a disturbance that's kind of rotating around the bottom of a trough of low pressure that's in the upper levels over the eastern half of the country. That's part of the reason why we've been seeing this series of frontal boundaries that kind of brings the drier air. I know it hasn't really cooled things down, but you may have noticed in the afternoon that the humidity is a little more tolerable than what we're used to around that early part of September. So that trough is going to remain there in the eastern half of the country with a few disturbances rotating southeastward along with that. So you can see the series of fronts, one across the mid-south, one across the upper Midwest, one across the plains up near the Canadian border. So as long as that pattern stays like that, we may continue to see some of these reinforcing shots of dry air. But again, there's a little bit of instability, so if it can tap into some moisture, you may see a couple of widely scattered showers. So I'll leave the rain chance today at about 20%. Meanwhile, temperatures are still going to be pretty warm. Remember, dry air warms up and cools off a lot easier than humid air, so you get a little more of a range between your high and your low. So do expect highs in the low 90s, and the nighttime temperatures should dip into the upper 60s to around 70 degrees. Gulf waters, relatively calm in the nearshore waters. Far offshore waters, though, we still have that front out there, so the winds and the seas might be a little bit stronger there, but as a general rule, I think we're going to be seeing an east-northeasterly flow today at about 5 to 10 knots and seas running about 1 to 3 feet. Tropical weather getting a little bit more active. We've got a series of waves moving across the Atlantic, but one in particular that we've been watching since it was over the coast of Africa has a really good chance for development, and we do believe that this is probably going to be our next tropical depression or tropical storm here within the next couple of days. By the way, the next name on the list is Gabrielle. Right now, there is no threat to the Gulf, but we'll keep an eye on this. It's going to take several days to get its way over toward the Leeward and Windward Islands, probably about 5 to 6 days before it gets there. So again, we've got a lot of time to watch that. We'll talk more later today, live at noon, right here on YouTube for Let's Talk Tropics. Don't miss that. Your high today getting up to 90 with a mix of sun and clouds. Tonight down to 72. Mostly sunny on Thursday. I think the dry air is going to hold, and we'll probably be able to eliminate the rain chance there for Thursday, but might pick up a little bit there on Friday with a few more clouds. Temperatures around 92 and getting a little more humid over the weekend. Temperatures will hover in the low 90s, which is right about average for the early part of September. Well, I hope you enjoy Acadiana weather today. If you do, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and also turn on those notifications. Remember, you can hear my forecast daily on Big 102.1, Planet Radio 106.7, and Freedom 95.1. I'll be here on the patio for the rest of the week, but I wouldn't mind if you'd pay a visit to me over the weekend. We have shows on the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday, 10 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, 9 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, and then I'll be joining my friends over there on TuneIn for the early morning shows on Mondays and Tuesdays. So again, most of Acadiana has WBRZ on the cable box, but if you don't, you can always go to WBRZ.com and you can stream it live. I'd love to have you pay a visit. Also, remember to follow my social media pages both on Facebook and X, and thanks to everyone who subscribed to Acadiana Weather Today right here on YouTube. I'm meteorologist Dave Baker. Have yourself a great Wednesday, and I'll see you for Let's Talk Tropics today live at noon.